With Alumilite resin, if you can think it, you can create it. Can you believe this gorgeous French nightstand was once a dark, gloomy Ikea piece? A transformation I truly love. I started by wiping thoroughly just to get rid of any dust or grime, then used a light sanding pad to prep the surface for paint. I chose a soft grey with a hint of blue. No primer needed for this one. Then came the real magic, Alumilite Amazing Casting Resin. It comes in two convenient sizes depending on your project needs. This stuff is such a game changer, ideal for budget-friendly high-end upgrades. To use it, you'll need two parts, liquid A and liquid B, a silicone mixing cup, and a kitchen scale, and some sticks to mix the liquids. I always measure by weight. It's just more accurate and honestly makes life easier. I start by placing the empty cup on the scale, set it to 0, then add 24 grams of liquid A. Don't rush this part. Pour slowly and steadily. Bring the scale back to 0, then add an equal amount 24 grams of liquid B. That's your perfect 1:1 ratio. Mix thoroughly with a wooden stick, scraping down the sides of the cup to make sure it's well combined. This step is key to a smooth pour and a solid cure. You get a few minutes of working time, so keep your molds ready to go before you start. Now when it comes to pouring, go low and slow. Keep the cup close to your mold and pour gently to avoid bubbles. A lot of people ask how I choose which molds to use. Honestly, it's a process that feels really natural to me. I let the piece speak first. But my inspiration often comes from nature. The way birds move, how flowers open. There's a rhythm and harmony in the natural world that guides my designs. And don't always end up using every mold I pour. It takes 10 minutes for the resin to completely cure. Once you have poured the resin, I recommend immediately putting the lids back on the bottles. I even label my lids to avoid any mix-ups and crusty tops. It will make your next project easier and cleaner. Now for the fun part, demolding. It peels right out of the silicone like butter, and the detail is just stunning. Right after curing, it's still bendable, which means you can shape it around curves easily, like this bird here. I'm not actually placing it here, just showing you how flexible the resin is. And if your resin has already hardened, don't worry. Just pass it under a heat gun or even a hairdryer. It softens beautifully and becomes pliable again without losing any of its detail. Sometimes the edges come out a bit uneven, and that's totally normal. I just use regular scissors to snip off any extras. It cuts super cleanly, even through intricate details. As you can see here, there is no damage to the design. Once I have poured and cleaned all the molds I might use, I create a light pencil grid and a center circle to help guide my design. Before sticking anything, I lay out the entire skeleton of my design to see how it feels visually. I fix, add, or take away from the arrangement until I'm happy. This part feels like a creative puzzle, and I love watching it slowly come together. I also plan how the design will flow in a circular pattern so it feels balanced. Once I'm satisfied, I start securing each resin piece with a hot glue gun. It's the perfect tool for this stage because it provides a quick, strong hold without making a mess or damage to the resin pieces. Then I carefully press each piece onto the surface, holding it in place for a few seconds to ensure it sticks well. Watching the design build up layer by layer is truly the most satisfying part. It's like bringing a vision to life right before your eyes, each piece adding depth, texture, and personality until the whole comes together as a stunning work of art. Now let's paint. Just look at how beautifully the resin takes on the color. One of the things I love most about working with resin is how effortlessly it accepts paint. It really drinks it in. Once the paint dries, I go over the entire piece with clear wax. Then I bring in the dark wax and the vintage gold wax to add depth and character. The clear wax not only creates a smooth base, but it helps me move the darker waxes around until I like the look. And I can always wipe it down or add more. Then I use dark wax to enhance those beautiful shadows and create depth. I keep applying and gently wiping it down, working it into the grooves and raised details until I get just the right vintage look. It's a bit of a back and forth process, but that's the beauty of it. You can keep adjusting until it feels perfectly aged and full of character. And finally, gold wax to make the details pop. I lightly brush it over the raised areas and it instantly catches a light in the most beautiful way. It adds that perfect touch of elegance, like a little whisper of luxury that brings the entire piece to life. Lastly, to complete the look, I drilled a hole and added a new knob. It's such a small detail, but it makes a big impact, like the final accessory that ties the whole outfit together, from dated to dreamy. This nightstand is completely transformed. In the final shots, you can really see how all the layers come together, the soft color, the elegant wax finish, and most of all, the stunning details added by the Alumilite resin. With Alumilite resin, if you can think it, you can create it. A simple trinket box, an updated Ikea lamp, a cabinet brought back to life, a desk turned into charming statement piece full of character and detail, a dramatic door pediment, and finally, a statement wall that completely transforms the space. If this inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and follow for more transformations. And if you're ready to try Alumilite for your next project, use my code CraftyCapture10 to save a little while you create a lot.